Our second panel member, Brahmachari Achyutamritananda Chaitanya, serves as Associate Professor, Amrita Darshanam, International Center for Spiritual Studies, Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, a PhD graduate from Cochin University with more than 30 years of experience in teaching. He pursued his doctoral studies on analysis of Ramacharita on basis of Bhakti Shastra. He also serves as associate editor of the monthly spiritual magazine of Mata Amritanandamayi Mutt, Matavani. He has delivered spiritual talks in many temples across Kerala, and his satsangs are regularly aired on Amrita TV as well. So, the next question is there really a contradiction between Subhashitam Adi Sarvatra Varjayet, Adi Dhanat Karna? Charity should not be self destructive versus Pigeon story, where he offered himself as food. So I request to take this question by Swami Achyutamritananda Chaitanya.
Shivaya. Thank you. Let me bow down to my Guru and Amma, and I will try to answer this question. So the question is there really really a contradiction between the Subhashitam Adi Sarvatra Varjayet Adi Danat Hadakarnaha? That is not fully mentioned. Charity should not be self-destructive. Yes, the pigeon story where he offered himself as food. To answer this question, we have to have we need to have a very fundamental knowledge of instructions, advices. There is a very elaborate subject. When we start any subject for studying, the first thing that we discuss is Anubandha Chatushraya. It's a technical thing I will mention within 5 minutes. One is Vishayam, which is the subject that we are going to discuss. The other is Adhikari, who is eligible for the study of this subject. Then third is Prayojana. What is the use of this study? And then Sambandham. Sambandham means what is the relation between the Adhikari and Prayojanam, the one who is eligible for the study, and the use that he is going to get from the study of this subject. Then Sambandham between Adhikari and Vishayam, one who is eligible for the study of the subject, and the subject. What is the relation between the person who is going to study and what the subject? Then subject, and that is Vishayam and Prayojanam. What is the relation between this subject and the result that is going to get from this study? So study is kept in the center, and three corners are there. If we consider it as a triangle, inside the triangle there is this study, that is Adhyayana, instruction, advice, learning. And on the three corners there are the Adhikari, who is the eligible person for this subject to study, the subject that he is going to study, and the result that he is going to get. These are the 3 points of the triangle, and the 3 sides of the triangle are the relation between each of them. So this is a very fundamental thing which we look into when we start studying any subject. So this is an introduction. This you can elaborately search and explore and understand. I am just giving this an introduction because I want to tell you that there are many things to be understood prior to the study of any subject. So it's a very vast topic. Prior to the study of any subject, this is called, in all scriptural texts there will be an Ubodhadam. Ubodhadam means entry into the subject. So in the part of in the part Ubodhadam, or the entry part, all these things are discussed. So this you all pursue on your own and understand about all these things. Why I mention this here is, whenever we come to any subject, we have to consider what is the context, to whom it is addressed, what is supposed to be the use of that study. All these things which I just mentioned, very precisely I mentioned. All these things has to be taken into account. So here it is a Subhashitam. And there are many types of advices given to us, instructions given to us, from the highest type of advices to the very mediocre or very layman's advices given to the layman. So at the top it is Vedas and Upanishads, and all those are advices, and they are given to us to imbibe, to understand, to realize, to reflect. For all these purposes, these advices are given, even in Vedas, Upanishads. Then when we come down, we will find Smritis, in which all these types of instructions are given, advices are given, theories are given, and practical methodology is also explained. Then coming down, we have Itihasas, Puranas. Then still coming down, we have Kavyas, Natakas. And still coming down, there are Nidhi Granthas. Very simple text giving Nidhis. Nidhis means ethics, morals, all these things are. So the advices in all these literature, all these texts are with some particular purpose. They have their own uses. So there will be different adhigaris, different people eligible for hearing all this, and different contexts are there. They also has to be taken into account when we study any of such advice. So the two seemingly contradictory advices given here. One is a direct statement, Adidana Belir Batho, and there is another saying. This Subhashita has many variants. Adidana Belir Batho, Adilobhat Suyodhanaha, Adidana Hatakarno, Adi Sarvatra Varte. This was the Subhashitam that we learned there as an adage. And there are Nyayas also, in which these types of advices are given. So all these things we have already studied. So here, Adi Sarvatra Varjayet is an advice given to a very worldly person. In these advices, they can be divided into advices of spiritual nature, advices of dharmic nature, advices of transactional nature. All these types of advices are there. So when the story of the Kapoda, of the of those birds sacrificing their own life for entertaining or for worshipping their adithis, that is a very noble, very sublime ideal that is presented there. It is a very fundamental thing or a very basic thing of our culture, that Aditi should be considered as the God himself, Aditi Devo Bhava, and he should be worshipped. He should never be made rejected. He should be always made pleased. He should be pleased in all respects. This is advice from Vedas. So for that, the sacrifice of the whole family of those Kapodas were really appreciated. But here in the Subhashita, it is not like that case. It is simply Vyavahari. It is just a transactional subject that is discussed there. There, when Beli gives himself his master, Sukracharya himself forbids him that you should not give. You will lose your kingdom. You will become bound. They will tie you with a rope and you will be prisoned. All these advices Sukracharya gives. But Beli's focus was not that. He was transcending all mundane interests or mundane preferences. He is transcending. So he sacrificed himself, he surrendered everything, and he attained to a higher level of existence. There, losing everything is not a bad thing. For him, for Beli, losing everything and surrendering to the Lord is not a bad thing. He wanted it, he cherished it. But from a very mundane or very worldly point of view, losing everything is very bad. So that advice should be taken in that concept. If we give everything away, we will not have anything to survive. For our survival, we need many things. So if we lose all those things, we may not be able to survive. So in that context, we have to take that advice. And this is the answer to the question. And I will take 1 or 2 minutes to invite your attention to the nature of Subhashitas, because this is Subhashita. There is a very big book called Subhashita Ratna Bhandagara. From all Sanskrit texts, from Vedas to this Panchatantra, up to that level, a very vast category of books are discussed by the great Acharya Narayana Tirtha. His name is Narayana Tirtha. He, Narayana Kavya Tirtha, he has searched all these Sanskrit kavyas, Puranas, Itihasas, Nadagas, all types of books, Vedas, and collected many Subhashitas in that book. And the names of the chapters are very funny. There is a chapter called about Niti, about our day-to-day life affairs. In that chapter, one subtitle will be, one subtopic will be Dhana Prashamsa, that is extolling money, wealth, extolling wealth. Then the next chapter will be, the next subtopic will be Dhana Ninda, that is criticizing or belittling wealth. So these will be given in pairs. There one will be Panditya Prasansa, the other will be Panditya Ninda. One will be Grihasthashrama Prasansa, the other will be Grihasthashrama Ninda. So these different aspects are discussed in Subhashita. I will give a small example and conclude. For example, about Dhana, wealth. It is said, what is said? Arthanam arjane dukkham, arjidanam durakshane, aye dukkham, vyaye dukkham, arthakim dukkha bhajanam. Collecting wealth is a very painful thing. Protecting it is a very painful thing. Losing it is a very painful thing. So wealth is only a bundle of pain. Dukkha bhajan. Then he says, Dharmartham yasya vitteha varantasya nidihida. Even for doing dharma, if we desire vitta, wealth, it is better to avoid collecting or acquiring wealth, even for dharma. Prakshalanadhi angasya durat asparshanam bara. Because after putting your feet into filth, into dirt, and washing it is not appreciable. Better than that is never putting your feet into dirt. So taking money, collecting money, even for a good purpose, like for conducting yajnas and all other dharmic actions, even that is belittled there. So dhana is, wealth is completely belittled in those verses. But then comes another verse. What is that? Bubukshide vyagaranam na bhujyade, vipaside kavyakaso na piyade, na vidyaya kenachit udridam kulam, hiranyamevardhaya nishphalakala. When one is starving, he cannot eat vyagaranam. When one is thirsty, he cannot drink kavyarasam, poetic enjoyment. Na vidyaya kenachit udridam kulam. With knowledge, no family has been ever uplifted. Hiranyamevardhaya nishphalakala. Hoard wealth, acquire wealth, all arts, knowledge, etc. are in vain. So it is against all knowledge, and it promotes wealth, acquiring wealth. But in the first two Subhashitas, I told, they ridicule dharma. They ridicule dhana. They belittle wealth, and they ask us to attain knowledge, acquire knowledge. So these types of contradictory verses can be found in Subhashitas. They are all for different purposes. They are targeted. Their target group, audience, are different, and in different contexts, each of them have their value. So according to the context, according to the recipient, according to the necessity of the situation, taking into consideration all these things, we have to evaluate and analyze the Subhashitams, and for that matter, all types of advices, instructions has to be assimilated, analyzed, criticized, and evaluated, taking into account the situation, the context, the purpose, the recipient, all these things. So these Adi Sarvatra Vartayet and the story of the Kapoda bird sacrificing its life is not at all contradictory. They are in different contexts. So the context is more important, is equally important as the text. So you take into consideration the context also when you go through any text. This is what I would like to tell as an answer to this question. I offer my words at Namaste. I hope I am clear. Namaste.